Hey everyone, it's Andy from Petrolhead. Now, a little bit of a thought-provoking piece here. I'll keep it really short because, well, it's just something I've been pondering recently. Now, a lot of you know I've got one of these, Tesla Model S. Bloody amazing car, I love it. I've also got one of these, BMW i3. Equally amazing car. Between the two, other than proper hardcore track days, I think I've covered all bases. So I'm really quite fortunate and blessed to own these two cars. And my wife and I are very happy with them. But, so why am I more worried about the future of this company than I am of that company? And I'm not being a Tesla fanboy here. Tesla have got, an amazing product, but they've also got a few problems they need to solve. Customer service and, overall fit and finish of the cars is not quite up to standard. But they can be solved relatively easily. And at the moment, it's basically everyone's just doing Model 3 deliveries in Europe. Once that sort of settles down, they'll probably improve the other areas. But this company, they've just had the first half of 2019 has been a record year, well, record 6 months. Yet they've come out at the motor show with this minging BMW sort of Concept 4 car. Now, they're basically moving away from what is a traditional BMW shape. They've got these kidney grills, but they've gone completely bonkers with them. And they're changing their light shapes as well. So they might just be doing this as a concept and then nothing going to be like that. But then the X7 has got these enormous grille and people ridicule them. They're good cars, but are people buying them as much? A lot of these sales figures in the early part of 2019 were based on the smaller SUVs, like the X3. They've gone through the roof. And quite right, they're really, really good cars. If you're interested in videos on those, an old mountain bike mate of mine, Joe Achilles, does good videos on those, so check him out. But I'm just worried about them. And there's a few reasons for this. Number one, the concept cars, I think, and pretty much everyone bar me, is saying they're minging. So if everyone's saying their latest concept cars are minging, that's really worrying about the next step. So that's the number one reason. But that can be fixed easily. They'll listen to the feedback and they'll change the cars. Number two is the lack of commitment to EVs. This i3 has been around years and it's still brilliant. It's carbon tub, it's pretty efficient, it's a great drive. I really like the car, but they've done nothing else. Yes, there's rumours about, the next generation of BMWs and EVs, but then they talk about, going down the hydrogen route, and I'm just like, they need to go all in on EVs. They need to stop faffing around. Even the big manufacturers who are not quite there with EVs, behind the scenes, they're saying, yep, we're fully in on this EV thing. So, BMW are missing a massive opportunity early next year with a 0% benefit in kind in the UK to sell an absolute ton of EV BMWs. The BMWs, Mercedes and Audis are the default choice for company cars in the UK. You do well, you get up to 50, 60, 70,000 pound a year, and your company car suddenly could be an Audi A4, but it could be a BMW EV. And with the charging infrastructure improving all the time, that would be a no-brainer if I was, back in corporate world, which I hope I never go back to. So, that's the second thing. The third thing is the legacy old school companies like BMW, if they don't change the way that they're operating, they're going to really struggle. And the simple reason is these type of cars are not bringing in massive money in servicing and parts that the previous generation of petrol and diesel cars were doing. I haven't had a petrol and diesel car service that's under £1,000 in years. And I've had even the Ford Fiesta we had, every year was about £1,000 because I need tyres or brakes. Yes, they're going to need those in EVs, but it was cam belt changes and all these oil changes, and they add up to a lot of money, but equally they add up to a lot of profit. And this is the key, it's the profit that these manufacturers are making. And they're screwed on another level because, Tesla have built their business model on selling Model S, Model 3s, Model Xs, etc. and making a small amount of profit, but really maximizing the delivery chain and the ownership experience. That's why you don't get these. Yes, they've got a few shopping centre showrooms, but you don't have these enormous showrooms with, you know, hundreds and hundreds of cars in stock. They just don't do that because they want to cut the unnecessary spend everywhere in the system. Whereas BMW, you go around there, like when we bought the i3, they had an enormous recall for diesel engines. Like there was diesel cars everywhere, to the point they had to employ 2 people just to direct me around and park me in a place. And they still had to come in and get me to move, because of the place they told me to park, they now needed a car moving. So these legacy car manufacturers, if they don't pull their finger out and go all in on EVs, they're going to continue getting, you know, Dieselgate and all those type of things. There's yet another story about VW being screwed over, or screwing the consumer over, on about how they're, you know, they're cheating with the AdBlue on the test rigs. These are still happening. Yes, VW are the company I would put money into because they seem to get it. You know, their next generation of cars, which are coming out soon, are looking really good. This company, less so. They're just not bringing them out. And then the concept cars are coming out with are just ridiculous. Whereas this company, you know, they go to the Nürburgring with a developmental car, basically a container with 2 Model S's, goes over there with a bunch of guys, and they're doing pretty well. It's going to be really interesting. They just beat the Model S Performance 100D Plus, whatever you want to call it, just beat an M5 around Laguna Seca. That's that company. And they've been doing performance, you know, 4-door cars for forever. So if you're thinking about who you're going to put money into, it's got to be them, hasn't it? Because they have got a huge amount of profit to make on every car just to break even with all their expenses and their massive Gin Palace sales rooms, showrooms. So, yeah, it's actually over 7 minutes now, so I apologise for that. It's just meant to be a little thought-provoking piece. But, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. Details are below if you want to email me. I'd love a subscribe out of you. You know, tap that like button. That'd be really cool as well. Anyway, catch you later. Bye.